Shane and Kelly went to go water the garden, and Wyatt and I stayed home to clean the house. And we've already had Mormons come by and give us a leaflet, and I was still in my pajamas cleaning. So this is a little bit better. I have on my running clothes, but I'm still wearing last night's makeup. I went out with some girlfriends, and I did not really take any video during the day, and so I need to record video. I have a subject and everything I want to talk about, but I still have to do it. Doing a daily video is a big commitment. Baby ready?
It's a holster, please.
What's your holster? It's your Baba holster. He's tired. It's already bedtime, but I'm heading out for a quick run. I escaped for just a minute while they're eating dinner, and then I'll put the boys to sleep. Cute. This is my least favorite area on my run. There's lots of wildlife. This is where I get my interval training in. Gotta run fast, but on the plus side, this is really nice. Good soundtrack. All done. That was fun. I went to Twice Blessed today, which is a little consignment store in Duval, and got Kelly this cute little surfer top. I don't know what it's called. Why are you picking your nose? Okay, Daddy. You got him! Yeah, you did! You gonna look? Go ahead, look. See? Dada. Oh! It's the next day. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get better at this, but it's really hard. I was on my run last night, and this huge Boeing commercial airline flew over our house really low, and there was a mom and her little kid that was pointing at it, and I thought after I started running again, I probably should have taken a video of that. And then the night before that too, we were out in Kirkland, and this 19-year-old skinny white dude was on this tiny little moped with a G'd up baggy shirt, and he screamed, "What's up?" And it was the funniest thing, and I should have taken a video of that. So I'm gonna get better at this, but in the meantime, going off of the last clip, just to fill it in, it's Father's Day, and there's a few things that I wanted to talk about. One was my dad, and the other is the father of my children and my husband Shane. So I figured, as I'm figuring out this whole vlogging thing and figuring out what kind of aesthetics I want to use in the video and going forward with that, this could be just kind of like a get to know me and my family period. My husband is Shane, and we have two kids. We have Kelly and Wyatt. When Kelly was born, I had been having contractions for a very long time, and just things did not go my way, and I ended up having a C-section, and Kelly had to go into the NICU. They were worried about his lungs, and I was running a fever, and so it was just bad all around. And so he was in the NICU, and I didn't get to see him for a day and a half, maybe 2 days. I can't remember what it was, but it was a very odd situation. In the meantime, Shane was able to, and so he was really he really had to go into it. I had never touched a baby. I mean, I held Shane's nieces and nephews, but Shane has two older brothers that are 10 and 12 years older than him, and they both had two kids. So he had 4 nieces and nephews before we had our children. He was in the NICU changing the baby's diapers, feeding the baby, and when we brought him home, Shane already knew kind of what was going on, whereas the first time I changed the baby's diaper was the day we left, and it was just a weird thing. And that's kind of what Shane does. He will just do whatever needs to be done, and I am really grateful for having him as the father of my kids, because Shane is very hands-on and likes to do things with the kids. His biggest thing is to make sure that the kids are outside all the time, or as much as they can be, doing activities, not necessarily structured play or anything like that, but outside, being creative, and not inside watching TV. And then for my dad, just as an idea of the way that I was brought up, I'm very grateful for him as well. His mantra for us growing up was attitude is everything, and that's something I remember constantly. And Kelly has a lot of the same traits as me, the way that he carries himself and he'll react to certain things. Attitude is everything was something that he brought us up with. And then a second thing that was later on in my adult life, when I was like 21, 22, 23, we got this book called, he gave us Think and Grow Rich, which I had already read, but he got us and my mom. But I think it was kind of more of his idea. It's by Napoleon Hill, and this is the workbook version of it, and I read it constantly. I really enjoy the book. I think it's great. It's a self-help type book, and it's not necessarily like get rich quick kind of a scheme thing. It's just a way to be. It's a way to live, and it's philosophies on life, and I really enjoy it. And his favorite poem in here, his part of the book that I remember he highlighted, and he reminds me of a lot, that I have put in graduation cards and tell other kids this because it's so true, is this poem in it, and here I've highlighted around it. This is something that my dad picked up on that I think is really important. So I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged at evening when I counted my scanty store. For life is just employer, he gives you what you ask, but once you set the wages, why, you must bear the task. I worked for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed that any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. And that's something my dad, that's just, it kind of sums up the way his attitude in raising us, and the work ethic and the mindset that he had, or he taught us. So that's a little fatherly wisdom for you. Today I'm doing a really good job. I'm recording a lot of video, and I hope it's going to be better. This is really fun. It's a nice challenge though. It's like, okay, how am I going to put the story together? How am I going to make it look? How does this portray our family? So it's a lot of fun.